Hello, you wonderful people. Welcome to the channel, Benson's Coins. So today's video is a bit like yesterday's video, where I'd obviously done a little challenge with 24 ounces of silver, and a lot of people said, could you do an overall video of all the different types of ounces of silver that you have in the box, because they're not all the same, they're all different, which I wanted to make part of the challenge. I didn't want to just do fill a tube and just do Britannias or like eagles, silver eagles and stuff like that. I wanted something a bit different, so I called my challenge fill a box. But the challenge was completed. It took me a few months to do, but I've decided that I'd like to go in depth, and we will get them all out all individually, and we'll go through which ones and hopefully where they're from, if I can remember, because there's quite a few. I'm sure you lot will tell me if I muck up a little bit, because I'm not 100% on everything. I don't know everything. I am just a collector. Some people are stackers. I'm not a stacker. I'm a collector. I like to collect these because the designs have caught my eyes, and I like to get all sorts of different collections. If you followed my channel, you'll know that I collect lots of different things. So obviously I collect my 50p's. I do collect some Pokemon cards and silver and some gold, and there's other varieties of stuff that I collect. But obviously this is today's video, so we will get into it. So we will start with opening the box. So we'll open the box, pull it forward a bit so it doesn't knock all the stuff behind, because I can't remember if this goes all the way back. So it's just resting. And then what we'll do is we'll go through each one. So we'll pull the first one out, which hopefully is, I pulled it out earlier. That's it. Right. So the first one is this one. So this is the, if I remember rightly, it's an Eerie or Every Tree. I see this one quite a while ago, and I really liked the design. I really like the design on this. And if you go on the back, yes, it's Eerie. So it's I've got a set of 50p's with the Eerie from a date run. But I really like the designs on this. I think that they really stand out, and I think it's an absolute great design. So this is the first one. They're all 1 ounces. So we'll put this back in the box and move on to the second one. So the second one, I can get it out of the box, which I could, is the St. George and the Dragon. So this is quite a unique design. As you can see, he's fighting the dragon on the horse. It's a little bit different from the standard normal design that you'd get on the Sovereign and stuff like that, but I really like this design. And then obviously on the back we have Her Majesty, and the date is, if I can see it properly, sorry, my hands are a bit clammy because I've come back from work. And then what date was this? Can't remember what date this was. If I move forward, we should be able to sort of see. I bet it's not even on this side. It's a £2, obviously. No, I can't remember what date this is. I should have probably done a bit more research, or maybe written them all down before I decided to do the video, but I was too eager me. But yes, this is a St. George and the Dragon. Really nice design. So that's the second one. The third one we get out is the Perth Mint, and it's obviously got the koala, the kookaburra, and the kangaroo. And this was, I think it's 2024. Let me pull it in. Yep, it was an anniversary one of 2024. Really like this design as well. As you know, I like my kookaburras. I do like the koalas, but I don't actually own one, and I don't own any of the kangaroos. A lot of people find the kangaroo design a little bit boring, but on this, I think it all stands out really well. And then obviously on the back, we've got King Charles, and it is a $1. So this is the third one. So we'll move on to the next one. So we'll get the next one out. And the next one is a maple leaf. So we've got the Canada maple leaf. I can't remember what year this is, but I like the maple leaves. They're really nice. You can get ones with really cool privy marks on and stuff like that. But that is a really cool design. And then obviously on the back, we've got Charles again. Oh, it's got the date there. So that is a 2025. So that is the fourth one. So we'll put that back in. And we'll go on to the next one, which I will try and get out without knocking stuff over. And this is the dragon and the carp. Now this is a really nice design as well. I really like this one. It's got some good graphics and designs on it. These ones I find are probably better when they are colorized. It does make it stand out, but they did pretty good justice with this one. I'm actually really like this one. And it is Her Majesty on the back, and it's 2022. So this is a really nice design. So that's that one. Then we'll move on to the last one in the first row. There is 4 rows. And that is a Britannia. Classic good old Britannia. This is a 2023 Britannia. Really cool. And if we flip it round, it is the one with the king and his crown on his head. So in this year, they did have 3 Britannias, one with the Queen, one with the King's face, and one with just the King and his crown on. So there was 3, and it is a good old Britannia. Really like Britannias, really like the style. I think they stand out really well. So that is that one on the first row. So then we'll move on to the second row, and we'll get this one out. If I could get it out without just taking half the capsule out. No, I knew this would happen. Bear with me, folks. A lot of people in the comments will be like, oh my god, you've touched a silver coin with your bare hands. But it doesn't matter in my eyes. So this is the Phoenix. Really like this one. See, I really tried to go out there and pick designs that stood out. Obviously there are some standard ones, and obviously it's got the king on the back, and it is a 2025. A lot of you probably will be horrific that I've not got any gloves on, but sometimes it happens. But really, really nice design. I really like that. So we'll put that one in. I knew it was going to be a bit awkward. I knew one of the capsules wouldn't come out. It didn't want to play ball, but it's fine. Then we get the second one out of that one, of the second row, and it is Year of the Horse. So my missus really likes this one, absolutely loves it. She loves her horses. I don't mind horses. I think they're all right. I just feel like an animal could hurt you if they really wanted to, and I think a horse could if it wanted to. Now, I really like the design on this, and obviously on the back it's the Queen's head, and we will find out. Sorry about this, they sometimes get a little bit smudgy, and we will find out what year it is. It should say it on there somewhere. Hold on, what's that say? Camera's not playing ball. Oh, it is a 2014. There you go. So this is that one. So we'll put that back in the box. We'll move on to the next one. So the next one is the Stag, and this is the Australian mint. So I really like this one. I really like that it's got a little portrait of her on the front as well. And if we turn it round, it's also got the $1 and the animals. I don't know what this animal is. I know it's obviously a bird. If you could tell me in the comments, that would be great. But I think they did a series of these, but I think they only released 3. They didn't carry it on, if my knowledge is correct. But really nice coin that is. Really, really nice. I'll put it back in that way because I think that is actually the front of it. So that'll go back in. Then the next one we'll go through, and this one is another one out of the same series, but obviously a different year. And I think that is an emu. I'm sure that is an emu. It might have been the other one on the other one was an emu as well. I'm sure you lot will let me know. And then on the back, it's got the kangaroo. Really nice designs. I like the artwork. They have managed to put quite a lot of artwork into this and made it look really good. So that is that one. Then we moved on to the next one, which is not playing. Nope, got it out. It played ball. We've not had too many muck-ups yet. And this was the lion one. So same set again, but it had the lion on it. And then if you turn it round, it had the kangaroo again. And really nice artwork. Really like these ones. They really thought about the design and stuff on this. I saw these ones on another channel, and I thought, oh my god, I really like them. I'm going to have to get one. Well, I'm going to have to get all three, really. So that is that one. Then we move on to the next one. We get that one out. And this one is the Philharmonica. I don't know what year this is. Some people find this one boring. I quite like the artwork on it. A lot of people do date runs and stuff on this, but I really like this one. And then obviously on the back, and it's got the building and all that. I can't remember what year. I think it says it down there. Is that 2012? I think that says. So this is a 2012 one. Really, well, it's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. But I don't mind this one. I actually quite like it. Then we moved on to the other row. And this is a Libertan, if I remember rightly, which is Mexican. Really like this one. I like them all, to tell you the truth. That's why I got them to go in there. I like the back. I like all this different artwork going around the edges and stuff. But really, really cool. So we managed to get that into the collection. They do some really nice coloured ones. I've seen a roulette one when it's on a roulette table. That was probably one of my favourite colourised ones. But I tend not to get colourised silver. I tend to stay away from it. But there are some that I would have liked to have got hold of. But I ended up getting something else. So this is that one. Then we move on to the next one. So we've got quite a few. Now this is an absolutely beautiful coin. And it's the elephant one. And this is obviously Australian Zoo. Look at the design on that. That's probably one of my favourite animals is the elephant. I really like the elephant. Very, very clever animal. And then on the back, we obviously have the Queen. But look, I really like looking at this one. It really is nice with the herd and everything. So great coin to have in your collection. So that's that one. Then we move on to the next one. And that is, we can get it to focus. Sometimes camera doesn't play ball. So this is Una and the Lion. Now, I had it in a bar. And I did give it away as a giveaway because people like bars or they like rounds. I prefer round to a bar. Some people prefer bars. It's each to their own. So you do whatever you're comfortable with. But yes, it has a nice design. Sometimes it is a bit hard to exactly see the lion, but we'll get it there so you can sort of see it a bit better. And then on the back, we got the old King Charles. So another great coin to have to a collection. So we'll stick that back in there. Then we go on to the next one. And the next one is Year of the Snake, which I've got the wrong way around, but we'll put it back to the right way. So this is the Year of the Snake. Really nice designed silver coin. And then as we move it back round, we've got King Charles in the middle, and we've got all the animals that are in the Chinese calendar, if I remember rightly. But absolutely great design. Really like this one. So, well, like I said, I like them all. So that is the Year of the Snake. Then we move on to the next one. So we can get that out, and we have managed to get it out. And this is the Penguin one. Now look at the detail on that. That is absolutely amazing. I'll move it back a bit because you'll be able to see it a bit better. But look at that. So this is the Emperor Penguin. As you follow my journey, I have done a lot on Penguin 50p's. I really do like this one. It's an absolutely amazing design. And on the back, we got the Queen. So that's that one. It's 2022. Right, then we move on to the last one of this set. And then we've got one more row below. So we move on here and we've got the Krugerrand. And this is 2022. Like this one. This is South African. Really nice. And then we'll turn it back round and we've got Kruger himself with his little beard. But absolutely great one. A lot of people do date runs on this as well. I think they started in 2017 is when these first started for the date run, if I remember rightly. I'm sure you lot will tell me in the comments. Absolutely beautiful coin. Then we move on, move the box round. Then we move on to the last row. And then we move on to this one. Now this is my favourite panda design. It was a little bit more pricey than the normal ones, but I absolutely think, look at the detail on that. Absolutely beautiful. Great coin. And as we turn around, it's obviously got the back and it's a 2006. But yes, this is absolutely beautiful. And the 2006, it still weighs 31. I think they went down to 28 grams, if I remember rightly, after a certain year. But this one weighs 31 point, I think it's 31 point something. So it's still a good troy ounce. So that's that one. Then we move on to the next one. And the next one is a Kookaburra. And this is a 2012 Kookaburra. I picked this up for a great price. It's seen better days. It looks a little bit worn. But it's still a silver coin. And I do love my Kookaburras. And obviously on the back, we got the good old Queen. So that's that one. Then we move on to the next one. And this is the Steamboat Willie, which is obviously Mickey Mouse. I was lucky to pick this up off of Sundays with Craven when he done his auction. Really like the design on this. I know a lot of you would have grown up with Mickey Mouse. And then obviously on the back, we've got the Fuji 2024 50 cent. And we've got both of them on the back. Great coin. So then we move on to the next one. So we've only got a couple left. And this one is the Scottsdale Round. Absolutely have to have this in your collection. I see this on another channel. Straight away, I needed it. I needed to get it. Absolutely beautiful round. And on the back, it's got the 1 troy ounce silver. And if I could pronounce that at the bottom, I would. So I will hold it there so that you can pronounce it. And then obviously let you know, because I can't pronounce that. I'm not very good at things like that. Need the missus here to help me do that. But absolutely great one to have and should have in your collection. Then we move on to the second to last. And the second to last is the Buffalo. A lot of people call it a bison. I think it is a bison, but people say it's the Buffalo. To other people, it's the hairy cow. Whoever knows that joke will understand that. But I think it's a bison. Other people think it's a buffalo. But we've got this one. And then if we turn it round, there, we've got the Indian Chief on the other side. Great design and another great coin you should have in your collection. So that's that. And then we move on to the last one now. So the last one is the, I think it's part of the Warrior. So it's a sitting ball and it's part of the Warrior collection. And I really like this. I think it's a great design. And then on the back, we have all the back here. And it's not a coin, it's a round. But absolutely, yeah, see, there it is. It's Legendary Warriors set. I knew it was. But this is the last one we had to go in the collection. So now we have 24 different ounces and all different pictures. There is some I never got. I didn't get a Morgan dollar, which I would have liked to have got. I haven't got a Silver Eagle. There's still so many different designs out there, and I haven't got them, but I will aim to get these. But this is what I've got so far in this box. So that's it for now. We'll shut the box off. Hopefully not moving everything around in the background. In fact, we've seemed to have done all right. I think we've moved a few little bits around. We'll move them back like they were, but didn't do too bad. And that is today's video. Now, I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope there are some designs out there that you think, I haven't got one of them, and I really like it. And that means that you can go out and get one, and I hopefully have helped you see some more designs and maybe falling in love with that one. I must have it in my collection. But apart from that, that is today's video. I really thank you all for tuning in and watching, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. Please hit the like and share button. That really helps me out. And subscribe if you haven't already. Well, obviously, if you are watching it and you have subscribed, then thank you ever so much. I really appreciate you tuning in and supporting the channel. But apart from that, you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.